Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Only a champ swing the hardest in the 12th round. I love the fourth quarter, I love the ninth inning, I love game 7. Bring on the competition, cause in my heart can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop me never. I'm so passionate, Clay, I'm Tyson in his prime.
Welcome back, motherfuckers. This is the Pressure Podcast. We are live here. It's a Saturday edition, baby.
Give me a hell yeah!
Tonight we will speak on the N3A, the rest of the second round of the playoffs, another update, and then we're still waiting on Game 7 tomorrow of 3. We are also going to talk some of the QFL. Have 2 topics trending there right now, and just catch up on my New York Knicks, shall we? Without further ado, we are live from our studio in Orlando, Florida. It's your boy King Cole, LeBron.
Finish him!
Rated M for Millennials. It is Savage Saturday, as I mentioned. I always have a nickname for all the days. This is the Pressure Podcast. We are live midnights, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday on YouTube at Pressure Podcast Live. Please subscribe and follow us. Thank you to all the viewers. Rated M for Millennials again. This is Savage Saturday. The Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years.
Give me a hell yeah!
Brock Purdy gets paid, and all Diddy news is it's just crazy. Anything that you hear from the Diddy courtroom, it's just a freak off. Is just a nice way of putting it.
That's an understatement.
How you pay for a dirty ass no, fuck that shit. We know how you pay them because the prostitutes will do anything you want them to do. But how would you allow a nasty prostitute to piss on your fucking mouth, and you expect not to get a sore or hepatitis or something, hepatitis or whatever that shit is? So now Cassie's
but allegedly he made her do that, so we don't know what the hell's going on. To be honest, I'm not gonna speculate.
I'd rather die. That's my point exactly, though.
Be cool, nigga.
I'd rather die than to let a dirty ass prostitute, do
What the fuck? She wasn't thinking like that. Clearly. And
then, as they were leaving the courtroom, you see Cassie kissing her new boyfriend or her husband or whatever. That's just wild.
Stop that sass, nigga!
That shit's not. I mean, I'm sorry, but that dude must.
I smell pussy, is that you, Jai?
Nah, that dude must not be traumatized. That dude must be a simp, loser, fiend, and weirdo to kiss a woman who just admitted on court that she has sores on her tongue from the shit she used to do with Diddy.
Shit, maybe he got something too.
That's disgusting.
Already.
What the fuck?
Let's fucking hope not. Because the shit they can catch at Diddy is none other than
3 Honda Civics with spoon engines.
Turbo and Nas. You can't wake up feeling like you got, you know what I'm saying, fucked. You got Diddy. It's a completely different verb now. You got Diddy. So let's get to the N3A. Let's get to the first topic.
They don't call them roofies no more.
Nah. So we already made our predictions for Game 7. He had Thunder, I had the Nuggets. However, shit done change, cousin. Aaron Gordon is doubtful to play, tweak the fucking hamstring. That changes everything.
That's big news.
It changes everything so much. Vegas got Thunder favored by 9 points.
Not to mention Murray is still going through his flu-like symptoms. So he'll play, but he's not going to be 100% either. I still see them staying in this game, though, because of Jalen Williams. I don't trust him.
Now, I'm not sure what the spread was. I didn't get to see it. But I promise you it was not negative 8.5. So now that the Gordon news is here, the spread reflect the importance of Gordon to you?
Absolutely. For him to be there, yeah, absolutely. They need him. He's to me, he's the anchor of that defense. He kind of like rallies the troops to play on that side of the ball, and he's there. He's the reliable one. He's the one that like he's gonna make a big shot here or there, get you an extra rebound here or there, get a steal, play even tighter defense than any of the Denver Nuggets would. Um, yeah, I just think he's basically like the heart of that team. He's done so much for that team. He's been a champion and for good reason. You know what I'm saying? He's made big plays and big shots. So, and we've seen it again this year, continuing in the playoffs where he makes big shots. So, nah, it's big. It's big. And by the way, the guy's shooting a career high 40% from the 3-point line, and he's shown it in the playoffs as well. So he's been consistent, which I can't say much about the other Denver Nuggets.
Well, when I saw the doubtful, I thought of a few things. If he doesn't play, there goes a good 3-point shooter. There goes a pretty good defender, perimeter and post. There goes one of your best fast break weapons. There goes one of your rebounders. There goes one of your floor leaders and established veteran that has experience. And there goes, you know what I'm saying, dare I say the series?
And there goes Westbrook probably starting, so.
Dare I say the series? That's way too important. That's
or
way
at
too
least,
important.
a lot of minutes. A lot of minutes for Westbrook, not good. You don't want him to get extra minutes.
Because then people are like, what if he does play? Well, how helpful could it be if he has a fucked up hamstring? That's so to the point that it's doubtful. How much help will he be able to do?
And it's a hamstring.
And he's not a young player anymore.
A hamstring is, man, you could be better by tomorrow, or it could be 10 weeks. But you can't even usually they don't even put a date on it for you to come back if you actually do anything with your hamstring.
Well, they doubt he's gonna play anyway. So the fact that they doubt that he's gonna play shows you that it's that bad.
In practice, he probably hasn't even like
to the point that even if he does somehow play it, I seriously doubt he'll be as effective as he can be. However, maybe a 25% Gordon might be all they need. You know, to get past this round, but they're not gonna get past the next round without him. And like you said, hamstring is one of those things where it could be a quick fix or it could linger for a while. But I think there goes the series because they lost too much. That's rebounding, fast break, 3-pointer, defense, perimeter, and post, and experience.
I wouldn't count them out though, because OKC they still haven't played their best in any series, and they've been, dare I say, just kind of mediocre from what they did in the regular season. Compared, if you try to if they was trying to impress you, to me they're playing like the fourth best team in the playoffs.
Yeah. But the thing about this series is that no team has won 2 games in a row. No team has won no 2 games in a row.
Well, that's crazy. So something's gonna
They've
have
been going
to
back and forth.
Maybe
Win one,
something's
lose
gonna
one,
have to
win one,
give
lose
you,
one, win one, lose one. Now we're here for Game 7. So if the trend goes the way it's been going the whole series, the Nuggets are supposed to win this one.
For real.
But I just without Aaron.
Wait,
Gordon,
no, the Nuggets know the OKC.
No, because OKC will win this one. So I just can't see the Nuggets beating Thunder at home without Aaron Gordon, unless
I would like to see what Jamal Murray looks like.
unless Jamal Murray goes for 30 or 40, and so does Jokic. If they both do a LeBron Kyrie 40-40.
But we've seen that, and they still lost.
No, but if they do it gives them the best chance.
It does give them the best chance, but I'm just saying we've seen that, and they lost on the road. So.
Well, I'm not saying it's a guarantee. All I'm saying is that the only way I can see it is Jamal Murray and Jokic are going to have 40 points. That's the only way I could even begin to see it.
That's the only chance, I think, too. Unless that kid Strawler keeps shooting the ball the way he did last game. If he shoots that ball the way he shot in that last game. This could be a whole different
Or
series
Christian
or
Brown.
a whole different game.
Or if Christian Brown.
Or if he shows up again, but he's dare I say inconsistent with this shot right now. I think eventually he'll be a good shooter. Looks like he works on his game a lot.
All right. Well, let's get to the next topic, which is my New York Knicks, who advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. We are fucking pumped.
Be cool,
We are
nigga.
so excited. Just because, I mean, we're not too excited. We're not over our heads. I know New York fans go crazy, but that's how they go every single game in the playoffs. That's nothing new. What I liked was that we saw blood and we went for the kill, like killers supposed to do.
Fatality.
But we didn't celebrate too much. We weren't smiles and happy-go-lucky, clicking our heels, yippee-yi-yay. No. We got business ahead to take care of. We're not done yet. And I like that. I like the demeanor that we went out for the kill. I didn't expect a 40-point blowout, but I think that it's just because everything was working our way. But I just wanted us to go for the kill, not have to go back to Game 7. And then I like the poise that they have afterwards. They weren't too high on themselves. It's just one series. Showed their respects to Boston, and now we move on to Indiana, who defeated us in 7 games last year in the second round. So it's a rivalry renewed there, but we will speak on that for next episode. What we're going to speak today is a game that we haven't covered yet. Knicks eliminate the Celtics 119-81, and in the Eastern Conference Finals, like I mentioned, for the first time since 2000. What went wrong for Boston?
They only had 3 players in double figures. Just to say that I'm saying that because Bridges and Anobi, Cat, and Brunson went for over 20 points. They got out rebounded 55 to 36, and 22 points conceded off turnovers. We had 16 turnovers in a playoff game. On the road, it's not good. We only shot 10 free throws. And not saying you guys shot a lot, but just that's crazy. You guys shoot more than that. At least I would say 20. 20 is good. 20 is good. 25 is even better, but 10 is not enough to sustain like your offense. Your offense sometimes is gonna get like your jumper is not gonna go in, and you're gonna have to be able to go to other things, and to go only like I would say if they shot 10 times, is that six times at the free throw line?
Yep.
So that's not going to be enough to get your offense going at any point because, like, let's say at the beginning the Celtics shot wasn't falling, right? Would have been nice if they could have, get to the free throw line, see a couple go in, or just to keep that mentality of being aggressive. But they weren't. They wanted to be the 3-point shooting team they think they are, and it bit them in the ass. Like, everybody told me, live by a 3, die by the 3. I believed it too, but for some reason they decided to play the way they played the regular season. Sometimes when you get into those bad habits, those habits lead into the playoffs, and it can backfire. So learn from your mistakes. I'll see y'all next year.
That's actually pretty honest. I would like to add that here are the main things to me that went wrong for the Boston. You're right. The habits that they put up during the regular season carried over into the playoffs for sure. But health to me is the main reason why. Jrue Holiday wasn't 100%. He missed a few games against Orlando, so I knew that coming in. I knew Jaylen Brown had something wrong with his leg. Now we know it's a meniscus. So he wasn't his regular self.
It's reported. I don't know if it's real or not.
Unicorn Porzingis was
Something
basically with an illness. He had, some kind of stomach flu or whatever, something wrong that they couldn't discover forever. They finally know what it is, but they still don't, for some reason, can't get rid of it. So you had that 3 going on throughout the entire playoffs, not to mention that you lost Tatum, after at Game 5.
I think that tells you guys not to break up Tatum and Brown. They work well together. I think you missed that tonight as well, not having Tatum.
So health was the main concern. I felt like the Celtics just weren't themselves, and they didn't play like themselves. So there was 2 things I was working on: health and the fact that they used
I feel
the
like-
bad habits from the regular season
Yeah.
carried over.
And the hunger wasn't there. Like
Now-
when I seen it last year where there was times where they were even down and they would come back and win the game. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see none of that. When I seen you guys put them away, it was like it was put away. That was it.
Yeah, well, a lot of
Wasn't no
guys,
coming back.
like I said, a lot of guys who just weren't themselves. Brown fouled out in the third quarter, apparently.
Yeah, no, this shit was crazy. But I'm not gonna lie, the whistle was crazy. But I get it. They're at home. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I completely understand. That's how it works. That's how it works. When you're at home, you get that advantage. So I expected the whistle to be like this because the whistle was in our favor last game. So I can't get mad at. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no play hater. Shout out to Jalen Brunson. Shout out to the Knicks, bro. Good shit.
So, all right, what went right for my New York Knicks?
Everything. In this game, did I not mention that?
No, not the game, the series.
Oh, in the series. Okay, so one thing I noticed in Game 4, was it Game 4 in Boston? No.
Game 5.
Game 5 in Boston. Yeah, we won that game, but what I noticed is you guys kept the starters in for a very long time.
Yep.
Like almost to the end where it was like I think it was like 2 minutes maybe, and then they came off the court.
Yep.
It was almost like there's no quit in that team. They felt like they can beat us, and if they even got that window to come close to winning that game, they was gonna keep their starters out there. So I feel like that's one. I think Mazzulla got completely outcoached in the series. I didn't think he played some of the guys that I would have played. I mean, they went and got.
Cool, nigga.
Okay, so let me explain. They went and got Torrey Craig, right? What did we get Torrey Craig for to play? Did we just get him to be on the bench? I didn't understand that one. It could have helped maybe like initiate the offense or make the defense more aggressive. Who knows? Like it could have been any type of thing that would have helped us in the long run, possibly. I'm just saying it was there. And then the rookie, Baylor Shireman, we couldn't hit a shot. Why not bring in somebody, see if maybe he could hit a shot? The funny thing is, in the last game, he hit 2 shots. in the last game where you guys were blowing us out, he hit 2 shots. So I was like, what was wrong with maybe trying him a couple minutes, see what he can do. And then Keita, they didn't play Keita at all. I feel like that was another big. He's 7 foot. He's Karl Anthony Towns height. He's about the same mobility wise, and I think it would have bothered Cat a little bit more than these easy shots that he was getting. With Al Horford, you know, he's an older gentleman, and with all due respect, it might be time to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you met your match with Cat, so that's who we're facing next year. It's not like it's gonna change. So it would have been nice if Neemias Queta could have came in for at least, I don't know, 5, 6 minutes. See what he does. If he impacts the game, keep him in. I don't know. I'm just saying. What do you think? No?
Oh, I'm letting you go. What went right for the New York Knicks?
No, I'm just saying. That's what I feel like he got. I feel like the Tom Thibodeau our coach, and the fight of the Knicks. That's what I feel. Those 2 things were key in this series, in my opinion.
Well, I have a lot of faith in my New York Knicks in crunch time. So I feel like whenever the game's close, we have the advantage. I even said it. Do not keep the score close in the 4th quarter because Jalen Brunson will finish it and close it more often than not. So I have a lot of faith there, and I think that's one of the reasons why. Because when the score was close late in the game, we took over, mostly Brunson, but everybody chipped in.
No, absolutely.
I think that was one reason
That'd be
why
perfect.
that went right. Another thing that went right was obviously you guys were not healthy.
A lot of the shooting.
We didn't have much injury problems, thank the good Lord, and hopefully it continues like this for the rest of the playoffs. And another thing that went right is that we grew as a team. I think that we've become better offensively than before. Before, if our shot wasn't falling, basically we lost the game. Nowadays, that's not the case. We'll fight back. And we're looking like the Knicks of yesteryears, the ones with Julius Randle, whatever, the pesky Knicks. Because this year we weren't that pesky. We weren't that claw and scratch for everything kind of team like we were last year until the Pistons series. I guess they were maybe doing the same thing and saving it for the regular season, maybe for the playoffs, maybe. I don't know.
Pistons are really good defensively, actually.
But they have grit that I didn't see in about exactly 12 months ago. So that's a good sign, and I think that's another thing that went right for the Knicks. And another thing that went right for the Knicks is that we have no home court advantage. That is a good sign.
Give me a hell yeah!
Because the thing is, I know Indiana might even win one game in the Garden, but the fact that we have home court gives us an advantage for the first two games. And if we can go up the first two games 2-0 and springboard like that, I think we're winning the series in 6. But we will talk about that once the second round is finally over and make predictions then. So congratulations to my New York Knicks. We fucking did it, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So let's get something to the playoffs right now that I saw. This is the most points scored teams year by year NBA, okay? Starting with the 94, this from 1994 to 2025. The Warriors, 112.7 points per game. They didn't win a championship. The Orlando Magic made it to the NBA Finals in 95 and the NBA Eastern Conference Finals in 96. Shaq's last year in Orlando, but they didn't win either. Nuggets after that didn't win. The Sacramento Kings that I love with Rick Adelman and Peja and Chris Webber and Jason Williams and Vlade Divac and them, Bobby Jackson and company, Doug Christie. They didn't win. The Dallas Mavericks of 03 and 04 with Finley and Nash and Dirk Nowitzki didn't win. Steve Nash with Stoudemire and Quentin Richardson and all these guys, all these spot-up shooters, couldn't win. Baron Davis and the Warriors boys over there, Monte Ellis and the others couldn't win. Then you have the Mellow Nuggets. They couldn't win. No, that's not the Mellow Nuggets. That's the Adrian Bargnani and what was the other guy? Who was the other guy? I forgot, but that was the Adrian Bargnani. Not Bargnani.
They're not important.
Not Bargnani. Who's that motherfucker? That little Gallinari. That Gallinari Nuggets. Yeah, that was a Gallinari Nuggets.
That's tough.
Then you have the Houston Rockets with James Harden and D'Antoni. They didn't win. Then you have finally, out of all those years, finally you get to 2015 and the Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Steve Kerr's first year coaching wins that one. The year next, they were almost undefeated and they lost. And then the year after that, Kevin Durant was there and they won. The Pelicans, I'm surprised they're on that list, didn't win. The Milwaukee Bucks did it 3 years in a row and then won the last year, not the first two. Timberwolves haven't won, Kings haven't won, Pacers never won, and Cavaliers are already gone. So just so you see, scoring as much points as possible, like D'Antoni likes to think, so it just doesn't work. So SGA and Thunder and Halliburton and company, remember this list right here, okay? That's the only reason I brought it up, because I know that the top scoring teams are usually not the ones that win. And then we'll get to, what was the season? Oh, that's right. Let's go to Brock Purdy first. But before I do that, let's segue it this way. I saw this because we were talking the NFL schedules, the QFL schedules when they got released. And we were saying that the Bills got the easiest schedule. They're favored in every. I didn't know this. They are favored in every game this season, right now as we speak.
Who?
The Buffalo Bills. They're favored. Vegas have them favored in every single game of every single of their season, every single game.
So, fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck about shit.
Well, good thing you said that.
Stop that, Sam!
Because last year the 49ers were also favored in every game. Those motherfuckers went 6-11, finishing last in their division.
Finish him.
Not to mention with a few big injuries as well.
Yes.
So, might not want to put that target on your back there, buddy. Just saying.
I don't think that's gonna happen to the Buffalo Bills. I'm just saying that
Nah.
I don't get. That's how much that means to me right there. Okay. So
It's just a bad prediction.
now we get to the QFL.
It's not logical.
The 49ers extend their Q to 245 million M's. Okay, 245 M's. Purdy got paid, baby. Purdy paid. Anyone think he this was earned, or is just the 49ers staying ahead of the curve?
Nah, I mean both, a little bit of both. I mean, why not? You got a quarterback that's better than at least top 10, top 12. What would you say? Something like that? Put him there.
I mean, he got Purdy paid. That's our numbers right there. That's Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow numbers right there.
I mean, that's how they feel
M's.
about him, and I ain't gonna lie, he's a good quarterback. I mean, I don't see
245
I don't
M's.
see the
You know how many
problem.
M's that is?
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking money. That's a lot of fucking
You know how
money.
many letter M's that is?
I don't even want to imagine how many. I mean,
Last year, I mean, this is his career, 27-15 total with the playoffs, okay? Last year, he went 3,800 yards for 20 touchdowns, 12 TDs, and 12 INTs, and 96.1 QB rating, which is not bad, but it ain't, you know what I'm saying, $245 million worth. However, they might be trying to do what the Cowboys should have did.
Fatality.
If the Cowboys would have did what they just did right now, they would have saved over $150 million. But no, Jerry Jones wants to drag his senile ass and wait till the last second to fucking give Dak. I would say not say an overrated contract, but a purse you didn't have to give, man. It could have been completely avoidable, and that's what the Niners are doing right now. Because what if Purdy breaks out and he's a stud for the rest of his career? They're gonna wish they paid him now because he's gonna be at $300 million next time, and maybe even more, $350 million. Because who knows what they're gonna pay Jaden Daniels and C.J. Stroud and all these other guys? Okay, who knows?
shit.
Who knows what they're gonna pay these guys? Okay. What's up, King Jamie? Welcome back, brother.
I think about that.
Give me a hell yeah.
500 million and shit. My bad, 500 million.
We're just talking the
What's up,
Brock
King
Purdy extension over here, $245 million. To those who don't think he earned it, the thing is that the Niners are just staying ahead of the curve. They're doing what we were just saying, what the Cowboys should have did a long time ago with Dak, so they wouldn't have to pay so much right now, and they will have more cap space to maneuver their roster. I think this is smart for the Niners, and I think this is good for Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy has earned it. He's a capable quarterback, sometimes even elite. Sometimes he's elite. Yeah, there's no shame in saying that. I'm not saying he's mediocre because he's not. He's better than mediocre.
Brock?
Yeah, he's better than mediocre. He's better than advertising. He did not belong being Mr. Irrelevant.
He got paid.
He should have
He deserves
drafted.
it.
He should have been drafted in the 3rd round.
He deserves his money. He
So,
worked his ass off. And
The reason
Bowl
people
too,
say
so.
this is too much, that this is an overrated contract, is because he's a 7th round pick. Had he been a 3rd round pick, people say he earned it. You know what I'm saying? But because he's a 7th round pick, people expect a little bit more. It's like, nah, it's like, bro, he's more than earned it. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's also smart. He could have waited 2 years and got paid more, but no. Listen, $245 million is $245 million fucking dollars. You just do what you can to try to earn it and continue to earn it, and hopefully you get more contract extensions afterwards.
So, what do you think, King Jamie? You don't think he earned it? Because I think he earned it. What are they going to pay him?
Well,
they got to pay him what?
Mahomes,
Another quarterback.
King Jamie, to be fair, I mean, you're right. You are absolutely right. But to be fair, Mahomes did that on his own. He chose to do that so that the Chiefs could have more cap space.
That is true.
He chose to do that,
That is true.
which is kudos to him because it shows that he wants to compete.
What is it, more to the back end? Is that how he has it?
No, but they have it worked out where he got a big bonus, so most of it already got paid, and now it's still solid salary cap hits, but they're getting lower and lower as the contract goes.
Okay.
He doesn't, but that's the going rate. And believe me, bro, look what the Cowboys just did. Just look at the Cowboys' Dak Prescott contract and tell me that isn't stupid. If the Cowboys would have did this a long time ago, Dak would still be getting overpaid, but nowhere near as what he is now. And they just signed it this last year, so he's stuck with him for a long time. You can't get rid of this contract for another 2 years. Correct. Mahomes did that on purpose. And to be honest with you, Jalen Hurts and Lamar and everybody else that got paid more than Mahomes, it ain't by much. It's only by 3 or 4 million. It ain't by much. The guy who really got overpaid was Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson. Those are the guys that reached 300 million and shouldn't have.
Talking shit.
Those are the guys that shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't.
Those are the guys who definitely don't deserve no money.
And even Justin Herbert to me has earned $240 million.
One's had legal problems.
And I don't like Justin Herbert.
And he hasn't performed either. That's the crazy thing.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like Justin Herbert, but you know what? Can you find somebody 20 quarterbacks better than Justin Herbert? Maybe not, bro. No. Maybe I'll say you could probably 14, 15 arguable better than Herbert.
Yeah,
but
we did that.
Those are arguable. Those are arguable. So you got to pay the price to keep a quarterback because they ain't easy to find. So
he ain't no Baker, but
yes, he got overpaid, but he earned it, and it's just the Niners being smart because believe me, it's going to cost more in 2 years when his original extension would have been. I think this is a smart deal for the Niners so that they could be able to utilize cap space for other weapons or defensive weapons.
I mean, it's like you said, it's the going rate.
It's the going rate for a starting quarterback that actually has a winning record. It is.
And he's been to a Super Bowl.
But he needs to improve.
Yeah, he does.
He does need to improve so they can legitimize this contract.
That is true.
Because he earned a chance to get the contract, but has he earned the full $245 million? Hell no, he hasn't. That's just being honest.
Finish him.
This is, like I said, this is the going rate.
It is the going
rate. That's the only reason why I'm fine with this contract. It's the going rate.
He only deserves a big bag because of what he can do, and he still does have an above 500 record, which is hard to believe, but he does have I believe he has an above 500 record. Maybe it's a little bit more than above, but last year was just barely above.
The problem is he's not getting it done in his division.
Yes. So here's the way too early playoff bracket prediction via Fox NFL. It's Fox Sports, okay? So in the NFC, you have the Eagles at the 5th, the Panthers at 4th, meaning the last division team, the worst record division team.
Hold on, give me a second.
They got the Vikings and the Lions again, and then the Cowboys, the last wild card team against the Rams, and then they got the Washington Redskins as the number 1 seed.
Finish him.
He don't like that. He don't like
Be
that.
cool, nigga.
Goddamn white boy.
He had to leave, go and
Talk that sass, nigga. Talk that sass.
What the fuck? How he fit? Did you not see what we did to Kansas City? And it's like, didn't our team get better? I feel like our team got better than it was last. With more experience.
Yeah.
We had rookie players all over the field. Imagine this year they're gonna have more experience, already knowing the biggest game they've ever been in is a Super Bowl. Sorry, that's crazy.
But it's just a playoff prediction. Way too early. It's way too early. It's way too early.
My bad, guys. That might have been me.
So then you have in the AFC, you have the San Diego Chargers 5th seed and the Colts as the division winners and the last seed of the division winners, the last seed of the division winners. Then you got Kansas City 6th seed and the Denver Broncos 3rd seed. That's a big wow as well. And then you got the Cincinnati Bengals, which makes sense at 7th seed, and then the Bills at 2nd seed. In the AFC, I would switch the Colts with the Texans. I'm sorry, but I've seen nothing to suggest that the Colts are going to win the division. Okay, that's just one. And
They got them higher than us.
I would switch the Kansas City and Denver Broncos.
How's that possible? They got 4 and we're 5th.
Yeah, unless
What the?
unless Travis Kelce,
What are we doing wrong?
unless Travis Kelce falls off a cliff, and all these wide receivers ain't what they're supposed to be, then maybe I see it. But they still got a strong defense, and they still have the top weapon. And yeah, but 6th seed, I don't know about that one.
That's
though.
crazy.
That's crazy.
They're both crazy on both sides. I don't understand. Like, how the fuck the two teams
It
that
would
went
be
to
more
the Super
believable.
Bowl?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking? You said the Panthers are gonna.
No, they don't have to have the better record. They just have to be the division winners.
Oh, but damn, we're 5th. That means we didn't win our division because Washington's number 1.
Yeah, that's all that means. You could still have a way better record than everybody else except Washington and still be the 5th seed. Yeah,
Damn, that's crazy. I forgot that's
possible. Yes.
possible now.
So, because that's what happened with the Vikings last year. They had the second best record in the NFC, but because
Yeah,
the Lions had the number 1 seed, they were the 5th seed.
Still.
So that could still be believable because the only reason they
But I
put it
get it,
like
I
that
get
is because nobody ever wins 2 times in a row in the NFC East. But what's not believable is the Colts, and what's not believable is the Chiefs and Broncos. I would switch that. I would put the Broncos at 6, Kansas City at 3rd, and the Texans at 4th. Kansas City will go to another championship. Well, you will have to go through Josh Allen, it looks like, or Joe Burrow. So you guys are lucky. You guys are very lucky. Last year, Joe Burrow didn't even make the playoff, but even if he did make the playoff, Joe Burrow, you would have faced in the second round instead of C.J. Stroud if they would have won. And Lamar and Josh Allen would have had to knock each other out first before they got to you. Why can't it ever be you face Joe Burrow, then Lamar, Josh Allen, and then Josh Allen, Lamar? Why can't you guys go through all 3? I want to see you guys actually do that. And go ahead. You could have home field advantage. Go ahead. I still want to see you go through all 3 of those guys. I promise you, you won't do it. Hell no, you can't go through all 3. But you guys are lucky. And as you see in this thing, you won't go through both Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. You only have to go to 2 out of 3. You don't even have to go through Justin Herbert. You only have 2 out of the 4, and that's it. According to this thing, you guys are lucky again. That's all that is. Lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
I mean, a team drew blood on Kansas City. I guarantee all these teams have a lot more confidence this year when they go up against Kansas City. That's just how
I
look at
do predict
sports.
my Ravens being the number 1 seed in the AFC North, but that's way too early prediction. But I also think we're going to have the number 1 seed in the AFC.
I don't really like that division, AFC.
The conference, you mean?
No, just your division. I think you guys are pretty come out pretty clean from there. I'm gonna say like 4-game lead.
Yes, lucky that you like Tom Brady and Big Ben Roethlisberger. Tom Brady at one point had 3 rings or 4 rings, and Big Ben had 2. Yet they only met each other 1 time in the playoff. Meanwhile, poor Peyton Manning can't go through any gauntlet where they doesn't have the Steelers and the Patriots waiting for him, if not both. And Joe Flacco had to beat all 3. Mark Sanchez had to try to beat all 3. But no, Brady and Big Ben avoid each other for 10, 12 years somehow, some way, and they're the ones that win most of the championships. That's what your boy is doing. How many times did you actually have to go through all 3 guys? Never. That is lucky. How do you play in a conference where you have Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen, and you only face them 1, maybe 2 in the playoffs, but never all 3? How's that possible? And you just said how many? 7 championships in a row? How is it possible that you avoid all 3 of these guys? Yeah, and nobody else. You played Lamar Jackson 2 years ago, and Josh Allen, I'll give you that, but you never faced Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson has to go through all 3. We have to face Josh Allen. We have to face Joe Burrow if he makes it. We have to face you guys. We have to go through everybody. You only have to go through 2 or 1 of them. That's my point. That's called lucky. Nah, Lamar only once. Well, Lamar only once. That was just last 2 seasons ago, or last year, calendar year. And this year, you only had to play Joe Burrow. I mean, Josh Allen.
Nah,
That's it.
in the playoffs, they definitely faced y'all last year, but I'm just but not
This year, you only had to play Josh Allen, and that's
because Lamar was hurt the year before that, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying they get lucky. How come Mahomes can't beat her when Lamar goes to the playoffs, huh?
He said, "Oh yeah."
Huh? How come Mahomes? I'm not asking for Mahomes to be hurt, but how come Mahomes or Josh Allen can't be hurt when Lamar's in the playoffs? How come it's Lamar that has to be hurt? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You guys are very, very lucky when avoiding competition in the playoffs is all I'm saying. You do face some, but you don't have to face every single one of them in your conference. I don't know how you guys go through it. I just don't how. You know what I'm saying? Brady and Big Ben reminds me of that. How the fuck you both have 6 Super Bowls in between you, and you dominate the conference, and you never feast each other except one time in 12 years? How is that possible? It's rigged, man. That's just rigged.
That's crazy.
Poor Blake Bortles got to go through Pittsburgh and beat Big Ben. He did it. Then he goes to New England and tries to beat Tom Brady. They tried. They couldn't do it.
They tried. Damn, Bortles. And we went there.
So what I would like is to switch Broncos with the Chiefs, and then switch the Broncos with the Bengals, so that the Chiefs have to face Joe Burrow first. Then if they advance to that, they have to face Josh Allen and then after that they face Lamar Jackson. That's what I want. That's what I want. I promise you 1,000 years of my kin and ancestry that you will not go through Burrow, Allen, and Lamar Jackson and go to the Super Bowl. You're not doing it. Hell to the no. I promise you. If where it says Broncos and beat Cincinnati and then leave the Bills exactly where they're at, oh, that's what I want to see. So you're guaranteed to face all 3 quarterbacks at least. That's what I would like to see. See if y'all could win it then. And I hope you bring back
I hope we face
5 years ago Travis Kelce too. Go ahead. I don't care. Bring back Tyreek Hill too. Give him at full strength. Nah, you will not win the 7th seed. You will not win in the 7th seed. If you're a 7th seed, that means you guys are just that bad. That means that, you know what I'm saying, Travis Kelce not only fell off a cliff, he passed away. Like DeMar Hamlin in the middle of the season. That means you got nobody that Mahomes could depend to get open when shit goes down. When you got a freestyle and Kelce knows where to find that open spot, none of the other guys do. And Travis Kelce never drops it. Good luck. You have no idea how lucky you guys had to have Travis Kelce and Mahomes. Enjoy the ride, bro. Well, 7 championships in a row, 5 Super Bowl strips and 3 rings is a good ride. No. I'm just saying I want y'all at full strength, so y'all don't say no excuses when you lose to the gauntlet of Burrow, Allen, and Lamar.
We want Xavier Worthy out there.
And you could keep Hollywood Brown.
Oh shit! I forgot he stayed.
Fuck Hollywood Brown. And bring back Tyrann Mathieu. Everybody. Just bring them all back. Give them at full strength. Because I think my quarterback right now is better than your quarterback. Right now, that's what I think. And I even think Josh Allen is better than your quarterback.
I think after that performance he had in the Super Bowl.
Because Lamar Jackson won't look like that in the Super Bowl, I promise you.
I mean, he didn't even.
Mahomes is great. Don't get me wrong.
He didn't even look like that against the Bills. And
Huh?
and I thought he played pretty bad. Lamar in the Bills game. I thought he played pretty bad for a good minute there where he threw the interception.
And the fumble. But yeah, I think he only had 2 bad plays. I didn't think he played bad. I think he played phenomenal. He just had 2 very bad plays. Can't have those.
Can't have them.
Can't have
But what I'm saying is, even in that game, he rallied the troops. I mean, like there was no rallying no troops.
Hell no.
Super Bowl. This guy he looked like a deer in the headlights. He didn't know what to do anymore.
No, but King Jamie, this might be the best era of quarterbacks we might ever have seen. I mean, the last era that we had is tough competition when it comes to, because all these guys won at least one. Because you have Brady, Peyton, Big Ben, Joe Flacco, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers. Off the top of the head right there. Okay, that's 7. Right now we have Mahomes, Lamar, even Matthew Stafford. He won it late, but he got one. So Matthew Stafford belongs. So that's 8.
Mahomes,
Okay.
Lamar.
We got Mahomes, Lamar,
Allen.
Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels. That's 8 right there, and that's not including Purdy or
Baker Mayfield.
or Justin Herbert and Baker Mayfield.
I like Baker Mayfield better, but I think because he runs that offense so good, that offense is perfect for him.
But for them to compare, they have to start winning. They have to start winning because 8 of those guys at least got 1 ring. 8.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That is pretty crazy. And is there anybody else I'm missing from that era?
8 is crazy from different quarterbacks.
No, that's it. That era.
Yeah, because Tommy was running shit, but there was other motherfuckers who did win championships.
Yes, but to me, rings is a team game. Lamar was voted by the pro players, the NFL players themselves, the number 1 player. So Mahomes may be the better passer than Lamar, but Lamar's the better player overall. He ranked him the top player in the NFL, not me.
And he got 2 MVPs.
And he has 3 MVPs.
3.
3.
My bad.
Yeah, there's another night, bitch!
MVP.
And a Heisman. Something Mahomes does not have. Okay.
And you know what Devontae has? Damn, I can't even name him. Remember
Yes.
when I named all that
And
shit?
when it comes to winning, he may not have the rings, but if you look at percentage, Lamar is the only one right there at his toes. Nobody else is close. Jalen Hurts is on the way, but he's not there yet with as far as like minimum games played. Obviously, they're older, but percentage-wise, Jalen Hurts is near too. But percentage-wise, Lamar's the only one that can talk to Mahomes. You know why? Because he's that good.
I didn't even know Jalen Hurts. I looked, and Jalen Hurts is only 26 years old. He's got a lot left.
Yes.
It's about to be a fun time to be an Eagles fan.
So Mahomes is
Go
great.
Birds!
Mahomes is great, but I put a graphic out throughout the year saying Mahomes is good because Mahomes' success is mostly because of Andy Reid, not because of Mahomes, in my view. Because Andy Reid always gets to the championship game anyway. He lived there with McNabb. I put it up. There was before this last season, McNabb and Reid went to the championship game 5 times. Mahomes went 5 times. Basically, Mahomes won 1.5 more games than McNabb for Andy Reid. Cool. Lamar ran for 800 yards against the best team in college with Texas freaking Tech receivers. What Mahomes does with his throwing arm, Lamar does with his legs. We all know that. We get it. But the problem is, Lamar is also a flamethrower. When he's on fire, there's nobody like him because he uses his legs at the same time. He's the premier dual threat quarterback that's ever lived. Remember, I'm not saying he's a better passer than Mahomes. I'm saying he's the better player. He is the better player than Mahomes, and we will see as time and time and time keeps coming. You will see. Because all that man does is win. He just needs to win the playoffs. That's it.
King Jamie, your player didn't look too good.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear this.
Your player is
You're
the owner
really
of
like-
the worst Super Bowl beatdowns of all time.
Come on now.
No quarterback has
We gotta
more
call it. We gotta call it like we
negative
see it.
point losses than your quarterback in Super Bowl history. So if you want to claim that, then go ahead, brother. But Mahomes is not what we all thought he was. That's mostly Andy Reid. All
And
Mahomes
it's
has
not,
done.
and we're not saying Mahomes is
Yeah, all
not
I'm
a
saying
top
is that all Mahomes has
quarterback.
proven
He just,
is that he could win 1.5 more games for Andy Reid than McNabb did. That's all Mahomes has proven. No, Lamar doesn't need a supporting cast. All Lamar needs to do is win. He has more than enough to win. That's not the reason why. He has more than enough to win. He doesn't need another wide receiver. He doesn't need none of that.
only thing getting his way is him, to be honest.
Because if you saw the Bills game, we didn't punt one time. The only reason we lost is because we kept turning the ball over or dropping passes. That's why. We didn't punt one time. There's nothing wrong with the weapons that we have. There is nothing wrong with our defense. There's nothing wrong with nothing. What it is that we all choked. That's it. Flat out simple. We choked. But y'all choked. Y'all more than choked. Y'all got the demolished, man.
And I'm talking about damn near everybody was picking y'all up. That was crazy. It was just so straight.
Because it's not easy to win, bro.
Straight.
It's just not easy to win.
Respectful.
It's not easy to win. It's just not easy to win. Look at Peyton Manning. It took him forever to win.
Yeah.
He's behind Tom Brady, to me, the greatest quarterback of all time. To me, he's the smartest quarterback of all time. But this is that. Remember, I don't count rings, so I don't care how many rings Mahomes have. I didn't need more than one for him to prove that Mahomes is that good. He's one of the best of all time. I don't need to mention rings to show you why Brady is the best player of all time. He just chokes. He chokes. He tries to do too much. He tries to do things that for some reason, that man never once threw an interception in the regular season. All the interception was because of other shit that happened. The receiver bounced off his chest, tried to catch it with his chest, and he landed to the defender. But Lamar never once threw an interception this one season. If you look at all 4 interceptions, you'll see all of them were to a receiver that just bobbled it, and the defender got it. So, come Bills game, the first interception that he throws over there, that was the only interception he throws in the game, he actually threw an interception. I'm like, bro, you haven't done this the entire season. Why now? Why now? I have no idea. I have no idea. He just gets in his own head, bro. I don't know. And then the fumble, that was inexcusable. He knew not to do that. He's done that in the regular season too. That is nothing new. Him trying to make a play when he should just went down and took the sack.
Yeah, it was over. He wasn't going to be able to get nowhere, so why not?
He's a better player than Mahomes. He is. But remember, you could say it's ridiculous, but the NFL players voted him number 1 player in the NFL. So
That's just
we can't argue against guys who actually play in the pros.
you just being a fan, bro, at this point. And that's cool, but
Remember, you're not arguing with me. You're arguing with the pros. The pros did that. They voted him the top player in the NFL. Not me.
Mahomes hasn't played good in a regular season in the last 2 years, by the way. Just letting you know, he's tailed off. He had a great playoffs, and I give him that, but in that regular season, he didn't play good last year or this year. And you could bank on that. Look it up.
Because look at, let's say...
Why you think Lamar's getting all these MVPs? I mean, they don't just give them out, bro.
Nah.
Come on now. We got to call it as we see it, bro. It's okay. It's not that he's not good. It's just he didn't have good. He's not having a good season. I think that's the thing when.
But I think
he's
Mahomes
coming
bounced back to...
He'll bounce back, but what I'm saying is he has to play better during the season.
Yeah.
So that he can carry that on to the playoffs. If he just doing it in the playoffs.
Try to turn the switch on too late kind of thing. Well, remember,
LeBron used to do that.
But remember, just like your Celtics, these guys they have the shortest offseason because they're always around the Super Bowl time.
No, that's true.
They don't get to rest much, which is why another reason why I don't think the Chiefs are going to win this year is just you guys have eventually you guys have to reshuffle and refresh.
Agreed. I agree.
You guys have had a long run. You can't do it forever. It's never been done in football, and there's a reason why. All signs points to you guys gonna have to retool very soon. Sorry, King Jamie. It's gonna be smooth because you have Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, but you still gotta. They're gonna have some bad years.
And the season before that too. Wow. You went to 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, because you have Andy Reid. Andy Reid lives in the championship game.
And by the way, 2 out of those 3 defenses were one of the best defenses in the NFL, and that I cannot lie about. Those are 2 really good defenses.
See, one thing I can't say is that John Harbaugh's a better coach than Andy Reid. That I can't say. You know what I'm saying? It's not because of championships. It's because Andy Reid wins more than John Harbaugh does. And he's proven to do it before he got to the Chiefs and after he got to the Chiefs. He's the best coach in the league.
By the way, King Jamie, the first time that we faced y'all in the Super Bowl, we would have beat the hell out of y'all if we wouldn't have fumbled the ball. I'm not using that as an excuse. This year, when we did what we did to you, that shows that we would have did the same shit to y'all that year too.
Yeah.
That defense got way better though, and
It did.
we on people's necks now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to sign out here right before the hour mark. We appreciate you, King Jamie, tuning in.
We give you a random top 5.
Yeah, but you have Andy Reid and Mahomes. Believe me, your retool years is not going to be like 6 and 11. You're still going to be like 12 and 4.
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's just that
It's a
you're not going to
retool.
go deep into the playoffs like you normally are for maybe a year or two.
Not a
until you guys
rebuild,
get-
a retool.
Just a retool. You don't need to rebuild because you got youth in the O line and the D line.
And you have
got
the
youth in the
quarterback.
secondary and in the wide receivers. You got youth at quarterback and you got them locked up for a while.
It's the QFL.
You got youth at running back. You got youth at kicker, and you got the greatest coach. Offensive mind in the world. So y'all be fine. Y'all be fine. I expect y'all to compete, and I will have nothing less because I don't want Lamar winning a Super Bowl without going through y'all. Yes, I'm selfish, but that's okay. That's just the way I am. I don't care if we don't go through Josh Allen or Burrow. I just make sure I want to go through y'all. Y'all still. I just want the Chiefs. Just like my New York Knicks, I'm like, at least we get a crack at the champions, even though I expected them to lose. At least we get a crack at them. Just a fair and square shot is all I ever ask. But appreciate you tuning in. We'll be back on Monday to recover the Game 7 recap and to talk some more football.
I got a random top 5.
A random top 5.
It's the best athletes to use PEDs.
You hear this, King Jamie? I have to guess the best athletes of all time to use top 5 best athletes to use performance enhancing drugs. What the
fuck?
All right, Barry Bonds,
Yeah, he's one.
LeBron James. LeBron James. There's no way he was 18 years old like that, King Jamie. There's no way. Okay, it's impossible.
He was kind of scrawny when he came into the league, though. I mean, he was big, but he was like.
He wasn't 18 years old. He had a Dominican birth certificate.
Be cool, nigga.
All right, so Barry Bonds.
Remember, athletes.
Yes.
So this is all.
Let's go with.
He said, "Wow." Oh shit.
Let's go with Fernando Tatis.
No, he's not.
He's not on this
Damn,
list.
he should. That might. Nah, not on this list.
Mark McGuire.
No. Think of another.
Sammy
What?
Sosa.
Yeah. 5.
Jose Canseco.
No, one more baseball guy.
He said Larry Zonka. Larry Zonka. Rafael Palmeiro.
No,
The baseball player. Oh, Roger Clemens.
no.
Good. That's very good because he didn't take steroids. They lied on my boy.
Think more like.
Hold on. He's going through. A-Rod.
Yeah,
Motherfucker.
3rd.
A-Rod. All right. Is there a boxer in here?
No.
Olympic players, right?
Yes.
Sean Jones or something like that. I forgot her name. Joyce Joyner, whatever.
No.
Lance Armstrong.
Yes.
Yep.
Good one, King James.
I don't know how Hulk Hogan
That-
isn't on there, but
That's two. That's two.
is The Rock on there?
No, this one's he used to be he used to be a bodybuilder.
Used to be a bodybuilder. Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The governor.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, I guessed it.
Give me a hell yeah!
But appreciate y'all tuning in again. We'll be back on Monday. If you have a webcam, King Jamie, I don't know if I ever told you, but if you ever have a webcam, I could send you a link through here so you could put you on a little screen, hop on the mic, and talk to us.
Finish him!
We will see you then, motherfuckers. And